Today, I want to, as this happens, I want to give thanks to being indigenous, being Homok, Mistimuk, giving thanks for our veterans, allowing us to, always, being ready to fight for our country. These very things right here that we believe in are still in our way of life. We give thanks for these ones because they help make it possible for us to be our own individual selves, as well as representing our peoples and our communities. Hey.
If you got veterans, could hold your places for a second. My nephew has a feather for each one of you. If you veterans could hold your place for just a little while. Aishkasiyam. I want to thank our Canoe family from Lummi for coming together, standing together. At home, we hardly ever see each other. The only time we get together is when we're on Canoe Journey. So we're thankful for Canoe Journey for bringing us together as a family.
Once again, we want to thank our veterans. Put our hands up to them. Say Hashka Siyam Nisiyaya, Siyam Nakwama. Hashka. At ease. These next two songs we're going to share is an Eagle song that was brought to life back in 2006, Paddle a Muckleshoot. And the next one that we'll go into is called Fly Eagle Fly. We'll see him. You girls and boys are welcome to come out and dance with the boys and girls. Aha, hey.
RCM, friends and relatives. I want to share this song that came to me this year. The trials that I had, I was doing a lot of praying, traveling, and this song that came to me, a traveling song. You hear the beat going as you're paddling, sharing that we're traveling by canoe. Then you hear it get into a steady beat. At that time, we're landing to our destination and we're celebrating in victory. LCM. Hands are up to the hosts for allowing me this time to share that song. That song came to me quite a bit this year, and I was waiting for a time to bring it out, to share with the people this traveling song, celebration song. So I thank you. This song means so much to me. I'll see him.
This next song we're going to share is called West Shore Princess. This song came to our brother. His baby girl was really, really sick, and the doctors, they really couldn't do nothing for her. And he was had her laid on his lap, and he was had a damp cloth, and he was rubbing her forehead, trying to cool her down from a serious fever. And he was really praying for his baby girl. And this song come to him through those prayers. Hey. Some of you might recognize this song. Come on out and join the girls in the dance. Hey. Siamnasiaya. Back in 2007, we brought out this song and dance, you know, part of our heritage. Some of you know it as stick game. Some of you know it as Lahal. But one of the young brothers, our nephew that joined our family, another song came to him. And we're going to use the song in Spirit of Slahel. We give thanks for that way of life. You know, heard it said more than once that all the tribes that have casinos, it's because of this way of life, the Slahel, is what gives us the right to have gambling on our reservations. Slahel is oldest game known to mankind. And for some of our peoples, it was their way of life. It was their heritage. It's what they done. Some families, you know, they were brought up that way. I really believe that, you know, each and every one of us, you know, we're put on this earth for a reason. And I feel my reason is to be a singer. I love to sing. It's what makes me who I am. And I just wanted to share that much as the kids get ready and get out there and line up, guys. But it was told to us as growing up, you know, our grandfather, the late Isidore Tom, used to tell stories, legends. And one of the stories I remember him telling about this Slahel, the stick game, is that all of us as Indian people, you know, we started this game out for fun. And then just like anything else, you know, some other things set in. And our people, they start gambling their looks. And that's how all the animals became who they are and what they are. How the eagle can fly and be graceful and yet be so powerful. How the bear is so big and strong. And how the little ones, you know, are stuck to the ground. You know, they gave everything they got, they had, and that left them with what they are. And this is kind of a story about life itself and how all of us, you know, come to be who we are and what we are as human beings and animals and reptiles and insects and fish. Things that, you know, we know that's to be on this earth today. So with that, we'll go into the song. Ahahi.
Oh
This next song is another boys song. So any young men, any brothers want to come out and dance, feel free to come on out. I want to thank all the ones that came out and joined the boys, not only in this last dance, but all the previous dances, the boys and the girls, the men and the women that came out. I want to put my hands up to you and thank you for coming out and joining them.
This next song that we'll share, the song talks about seeing a woman, this man, saying how beautiful she looks. She looks like a dewdrop. No, she looks like a star. And this is what the song is saying.
This next song that we're going to share, it's brand new. It got presented to our Canoe family from our cousin, our relative, Angela Jefferson. And she was at work one day, and our tribal administration and all of that's kind of spread out on one like huge city block. So she was walking from one part of the tribe to the other, to another office, and she was walking through this trail. They got trails at walkways at the different ones will walk, and she was kind of having a bit of a hard time at kind of a crossroads in her life. Things that she was really worried and, praying for her family, praying for herself, and, things going on in her life. And this song kind of came to her that way. And, we think about all of our everyday struggles, and, we always try to try to give thanks to what life puts before us each day, whether it's through good times or hard times or whatever. But, you know, we have this belief, you know, as Indian people that, you know, what doesn't kill us will make us stronger for tomorrow. And I really believe, you know, that's what keeps us Indian people, you know, survivors. We survive every day, you know, another 24. You know, and I really want to put my hands up to those ones that are in recovery, those ones that are battling addiction, those ones that are battling alcoholism, because every day is a survival for each and every one out there. And, you know, I want to put my hands up to my brother, my older brother, you know, he's in recovery. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, to have our brother back, you know, the one that we remembered. You know, and he told me the other day, he said, you know, brother, when it comes time, you know, I'm strong enough now where I can stand in front of all the people and admit, you know, and really that's half the battle, is being able to admit and come to terms with, you know, that problem. And I put my hands up to my brother, and I'm glad that he's here with us, because at any time, you know, anything can happen. I was always afraid of a bad phone call or a bad knock on a door, you know, because it does happen. Overdoses, you know, it happens a lot, you know, depression, you know, and suicides, you know, and each and every one of our communities, you know, we can't say that we're totally clean from it, because there's a family there in every reservation. There's, you know, families that, you know, struggle, and they have a hard time, and all we could do, you know, is pray for them, and hopefully one day, you know, when they look in that mirror, they're gonna, you know, say, you know, I don't want to live like this no more. I want to go right, you know, I want to live right. You know, and I really believe that, you know, Tribal Journeys has that power to turn families around, turn individuals around, turn communities around to where it's going to, you know, really be a better life for our future, our kids that are coming behind us. So I just wanted to share that much, and we'll go into this song. Aho. Make sure this mic is shining right at me. as the girls exit the floor, you know, that's gonna always be an ongoing prayer, you know, for us as a Canoe family, you know, to remember them ones that are lost out there in that black road, the ones that are struggling every day, the ones that, you know, through all of that, you know, they without realizing they'll, you know, hurt family, burn bridges. But, you know, as they come clean, you know, it's hard for them to, you know, even stand, realizing and remembering all the things that they might have done, you know, stealing from family, stealing from people, ones that they love, you know, to support that habit, you know, and we want to just always have that ongoing prayer, because there's always somebody out there in this, our Indian world, that needs that prayer. ACM Haishka.
ACM, my dear people, all throughout these years, we've been talking about healing, blessings, and it seems as though the more we try to arm ourselves against alcohol and drugs, the new cartel moves in and takes over where the old ones left off. Myself, I've been clean and sober for pretty near 40 years. At this time, I would like to call our tribal chairman to the microphone and talk a little bit about what is going on at home. We begin many journeys, but we only get so far and it fizzles out. We've had Nanakoa, we've had Al-Anon, Alateen, all of those programs. But it just seemed as though none of those programs worked until our people were ready. We can sentence them to dry out center, we can sentence them to treatment, but it won't work unless they want to get well. It has to come within. So I'd like to have the tribal chairman talk a little bit about that. Sam.
Haishka Siam Talawias, thank you for those words. Just a little explanation about the journey to wellness. I want to thank the family for that beautiful song, that healing song for the ones that are on their path to wellness, recovery. We always talk about we need to heal ourselves. But we first, as our chief always says, we must know who we are and where we come from. We must know our language to know where we're going. Through the time, I think we've had these gaps, lost some of our culture and our language and our traditions. We have a lot of young families, not only in our reservation, but the other reservations. And as time has passed, where we're at today, the drug addictions, especially with heroin, has affected many of our families, affected our community, and affected our surrounding communities. So through the Northwest Tribes, we've taken a stance on Journey to Wellness. About 2 months ago, we hosted a Journey to Wellness gathering at our Wuklium at the Lummi Nation, We had many tribes attend, bands attended, and we're hoping that those will continue to happen. It was expressed by many of our elders that this had to keep going. The momentum has to keep going. We can't just talk about it for a little while and then walk away. This has to continue on. So I'm asking the other tribal leaders, surrounding tribal leaders, to carry that message, to keep the strength going, keep the momentum going. Haishka. I want to thank our community leaders, the people from the Lummi Nation, our tribal council, all of our departments. We've taken a stand against drugs. A few years ago, it was called the War on Drugs. Throughout time, we've had many of our tribal members incarcerated, jails and prisons. That's not the answer. The answer is restoring the justice for the tribal peoples. We're working on that. And there's a lot of bumps that's gonna occur along the way. But I just can't say enough about how we've all come together to work on this. Throughout all of we're thankful for the casinos and throughout our various departments with the funding amounts that we have in place. But if we don't get ahead of this or get our arms around this, there's a lot to lose. Not only, drugs affect our families and our children are the most important resources that we have. Just yesterday, before we came down, we met with administration and children's and families, and we're going to exercise our exclusive jurisdiction for our children. Bringing our children back, the ones that are lost in the system, helping our parents, young parents, do what they need to do to get their children back. So there's a lot of healing that has to take place amongst all of our tribal peoples. Number one priority for the Lummi Nation is Journey to Wellness. So I just wanted to share a few words about the Journey to Wellness. I have here a vest that I would like to gift for someone to come forward that's on the path to wellness. It's a size large, but I want to see if someone would come forward to receive this, to help share the message, to pass that on. Journey to Wellness vest. If someone would be brave enough to come forward to claim this.
See, at this time, like all the descendants of Haituluk, please rise for this next song, please.
Good morning. In Tlingit, we say, "Yak aids utat." I just want to make a few remarks to join the Lummi tribes, my brothers and sisters. When we first landed in Bellingham, we asked permission to set foot on the sacred land of the Lummi tribe. This is my first journey. I asked for unification among our people, among the tribes. Today, I want to share those words again. In all sincerity, with our love and respect, today the Tlingit tribe of Southeast Alaska, we asked for unification because we had similar hurts, similar concerns of our youngsters. We've lost many to suicide. They lost their way of grandfather's paths. And I listened to the healing process. Some of us, we lose our sense of path that our grandfathers used to stay on. Primarily, that's the reason why I think the Tlingit tribes also have the same concerns as our brothers of all the tribes in Puget Sound. So today, it's a good day that our Tlingit tribe joined the unification in concerns that we can walk away from the drugs and alcohol and let our spirits heal together. So today, I'm just thankful that to look on your faces and to hear your voices, that in itself is healing. So I want to thank all of you here that have similar concerns to give me an opportunity to say a few words and remarks on behalf of the ones that we've lost. But we can certainly do something about the ones that are here with us today, the ones that are having difficulties and struggling to stay on a path. So I say thank you to all my brothers and sisters here. And we think it would say, Kunachish, thank you for listening to my remarks. Kunachish.
As a young person, you know, I want to give thanks to this elder for coming up and sharing. We hear it time and time and again, you know, our elders, you know, they get discouraged with the young people. Feel like the young people don't want to listen no more. Some of them think they got all the answers to life. But in our Canoe family, you know, we have from toddler on up to adult. And we encourage our kids to listen to the older ones when they talk, because they have stories and life testimonies of things we have yet to see and hear and encounter. So we encourage the youngsters to listen to them elders. Really believe that our elders won't steer us wrong if we'd only stop and listen. Kind of a message. Siem Nisyaya Aishka. Uncle? At this time, we want to put our hands up and thank some different ones that we remember along journeys, you know, and as a part of the committee, we want to thank Charlene, if you could come forward. Our cousin, our relative, Ray. He was just here. Swalas. Ray, where are you? Is George here this morning? Okay. If I could have my nephew Greg Lehman come in and stand for George. Okay, George's oldest son will stand in for him. Can we have another representative from the coordinating committee come up? Chairman? Can we have 2 youth come forward from this community? 2 youth. From the community, 2 youth. And 2 don't need to be youth, men or women. It's just 2 that spend time on a canoe on journeys. If you can have 2 come forward that take part in journeys. Okay, those. No, it's a real honor to be able to have these ones stand in front of us, you know, and give thanks. You know, the wonderful job that you're doing. Seeing our relatives, you know, make a special trip up to Lummi to come and have lunch with us and come and talk with us about your day when it's your time to take the floor. That really meant a lot to have that special visit. And thanking my 2 cousins, 3 cousins on the end right here for the family and the relationship that we have. You know, all this time, you know, we knew of each other and we knew about one another, but today, you know, we can actually say, you know, we can be that family that we need to be. And we have these thank yous in behalf of Northwest Indian College. These are 25th anniversary of Pendleton Blankets from the Northwest Indian College. We also have Pendleton for the chairman. It's the Paddle and Lummi Canoe Journey Blanket that was made in behalf of Lummi Nation for Paddle and Lummi. So, yeah. And as the girls are wrapping the others, we're gonna go into the song, and it's a thank you song, not only to these ones that are standing out here, but all the ones that are behind the scenes, the volunteers, the cooks, you know, everybody, the ones that service the porta potties. You know, we want to thank them, you know, and the ones that go around and clean up the grounds, clean up the showers, you know, and those ones that make it comfortable for each and every one of us to be here and, you know, to enjoy our stay here. You know, we know it takes a lot of planning and a lot of hard work, endless hours, you know, and I had the opportunity to be on the Paddle to Lummi committee, and there was a lot of long hours, and there was a lot of sleepless nights. But after this tent goes down, you know, and you know, you get that lonely feeling in your heart, your mind, and you still hear the songs ringing in the air, still see the people, you still hear the voices, you know, and I pray for the, you know, this community and what the tribal journey has brought. And if we can have you just remain out there for a minute, we're going to sing this song for you guys. It's a thank you song.
Haishka CM. At this time, I would like to ask all the Lummi Nation tribal members to please come down and join us in this celebration, this potlatch. Please, Haishka, come down, join us. Don't be shy, come on down, please.
Front and center, front and center. Nice picture. We're all done now, huh? No. When the dancing and singing. Nice picture now, or? Huh? Oh.
as our tribal members continue making their way through. I really want to put our hands up to our chief, Salute, Auntie Fran, for coming, being with us today. I want to thank our tribal chair, also our council members, thanking them for standing with us. Apologize to our Lummi Stamish princess. I didn't realize she was here. Acknowledge her. Without the assistance of our tribal council and Northwest Indian College, you know, for allowing us to let us use their Northwest Indian College canoe. I really don't think that we would have been here with you people this year. I give thanks, you know, because it's a big part of our lives now. Something that I never thought I'd be this involved with. But we give thanks for that, and I can't just go on and not acknowledge these ones they were behind our scenes, you know. They were the ones that made sure we had enough to feed the youth in our camp. They made sure that we had gas in our vehicles. They made sure that they, you know, everything was accounted and taken, you know, taken care of. Steamer, yes. Steve Toby. Now, I was just trying to be humble about it and acknowledge all of them, and the other council member here, Candy's like, Steamer, Steamy, Steamy. Yeah, Candy too, you know, it was an honor to have you guys come and, you know, sit and talk with us and come in and enjoy and take part in our prayer circles that we have, you know. And I know most of all the canoes, they do that. They'll circle up and they'll talk about different things, and you know, we really let them have their time to talk and teach our youngsters, you know, because we're not only up here representing ourselves, or we're representing our tribes, our nations, our peoples, our families. So it's real crucial that we do that in a proper way. So I believe Uncle's got and Cedar Rose has a presentation that they want to take care of. Also, systems of care, you know, I want to put our hands up to Penny Carroll and her staff, you know, and for helping us too along the way, you know. Our support boat, Marcel Kagi, put our hands up to them, you know, support boats. And Jeremy Miller, Tushkin, you know, he was one of our support boats as well. Samish, and, you know, all the other support boats out there that, you know, go out of their way to help the canoes. We want to put our hands up to you guys and thank you, and turn it over to Uncle at this time. Hey.
ASEM, the Lummi Cedar Project, had the privilege of paddling on the Cedar Rose, which Levi Jefferson made available for them this year. A brand new canoe on its maiden voyage. They want to cover Levi with a blanket, CAM. Wherever you are, Levi. This is a commemorative blanket made especially for the Lummi Nation. Levi fabricated and built that canoe single-handedly and made it available to the group. We're very thankful for people like Levi all throughout Indian country that make canoes available for our canoe families to travel the highways of our ancestors. Awesome. Also, we lost a very dear member of our canoe family this year. So we dedicated this journey in the memory of the mayor of Gooseberry Point, Chuck Toby. We have a few commemorative ribbons that we're going to be passing out throughout the audience in Chuck's memory. Chuck was always there at every farewell and every landing. He was there. We miss him dearly. Haishka. While we have the floor, my gracious hosts, my relatives, we will now ask permission to untie our canoe. We hate to leave you, but I know we'll meet again next year somewhere. So we're asking permission to untie our canoe so we can journey home, Sam.
We as West Shore Canoe family, Northwest Indian College, we also ask permission after your time on the floor and after the potlatch is done, we ask you to untie the canoe and make our journey back home to our homelands. And once again, thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for allowing us to come and share songs and dances and join in on your potlatch and your festivities.
Now, Siam, I'm Shasta Kano Martin from Lummi Nation, and it was an honor to travel with the Helixon Canoe family and on the new Cedar Rose. And we are also asking for permission to untie. Thank you.
Lummi Nation, you are a leader of all of us tribes. We have a special part in our heart with you. I have worked with your people for many years now in protecting our natural resources and our waters. You have always been leaders, and we have always followed your leadership and assist as we could. We are very proud of you. You are a very proud nation, and you have permission to leave our shores. And you that are staying, let's keep on going and let's have a great time.
our family up here, they got two more gifts that they want to give, a Squaxin elder and a youth. One more elder, if you can just stand where you are and they'll bring it to you. Wave your hand. An elder. And a youth. There we go. Thank this young lady for walking the elder out. Got a print for our Debbie Meisner and the head cook, Mike Starr. If we could have somebody or them come forward and receive this gift. They're native prints. Are you for Debbie? Can we have somebody come forward for Mike Starr? We want to thank them for their hard work, and having the delicious food that we're, partaking every day, and we give thanks to the coordinator as well. Hashkasiyam. This time I want to give thanks once again and give thanks to each and every one that came and shared this time with us. We want to sing one more song and it'll be our exit song. But we want to put our hands up once again to each and every one. Hashka siyam na siyaya, siyam na kwalmok. Hashka siyam. As we do our exit song, we're going to have some of our young people be handing gifts out as we exit the floor. So, I got some more gifts that we want to share. LCM, behalf of Lummi Nation, Northwest Indian College, and all the Canoe families that's up here, want to thank you for giving us this time once again. Want to mention our brothers that come and stand with us from Grand Round, Tulalip, Sacred Water, Duwamish, Sklallam, Nooksack, Olivers. We just want to put our hands up to all of you that come and stood with us and shared some songs with us. So with that, behalf of Lummi Nation, Hashka Siyam Nasiyaya Siyam Nakomo.
Siyam Nishchala Siyama Siyaya. Hi, Tzep. I want to thank my relatives from Lummi, my auntie here, my cousins. It's such an honor to have you here. To hear Uncle Smitty sing those old Haytaluk songs. Remember as a young kid, we used to dance. I miss the dance with the poles when we used to dance between them. I love them times with Saul Canum and your grandfather Isidore. You know, when we had salmon ceremonies on the beach down there in Lummi, how beautiful it was, and how beautiful it still is as Lummi Nation. You know, I really raised my hands to you. When you called my name, I was outside with our relatives from Samish, and it's like, I know as soon as I took my leg off, they'd call me. But I really want to let you know that this is my family. You know, we really say we're related through my other side of my family, through the Kegi Toby side of our family. I really want to thank my family for being here, for what you do for us here. You know, again, without each family putting medicine on the floor, this would be a lonely place. I want to thank you, Uncle, for everything you do back there. You know, still carrying our songs, Uncle Smitty, for being in that canoe. It's an inspiration for many people. Oh, Sim. Oh, Siam, again, my relatives have unfortunate things happen in Canoe Journey, and my brother Wade has something to address.